The call wasn't supposed to mean anything. Just a simple casual, "Hey, where are you?" to check in on my wife as she was stuck in traffic. But the second I heard the panic in her voice, sharp, strangled, like she'd just been caught mid-lie, I knew. Something inside me went still. It had started like any other Tuesday. I was working late from home, deadlines piled up, my coffee gone cold beside the keyboard. Emma had texted around 6:30 p.m. "Leaving work now. Should be home soon, red heart." By 8 o'clock she still wasn't back. That wasn't unusual, not entirely. Traffic could be hell on the ring road. But when it hit 8:45 and her phone sent me straight to voicemail, the knot in my stomach tightened. At 9:10 she finally called. "Sorry, babe," she said, her tone rushed but oddly cheerful. "You wouldn't believe the traffic on the expressway. Accident or something. Total nightmare." I leaned back in my chair, eyes narrowing toward the rain-streaked window. 2 hours? That bad? Yeah, it's been insane. I'm just creeping along. I could hear faint background noise, music maybe, but no honking, no engines, none of the usual chaos of a jam-packed highway. Still I let it go. Okay, drive safe. But my gut didn't. By 9:40 something in me snapped. I wasn't the jealous type, never had been. But Emma had been distant for weeks. She'd started wearing perfume to the office again, doing her hair differently. Her phone was always face down, her laughter a little too bright when she texted coworkers. I tried to silence the thoughts clawing up my chest. Still, before I even realized it, my fingers had dialed the office landline, the one she never used anymore. "Hello, Callaway and Finch Accounting, this is Tanya." "Hi," I said, forcing casualness. "Is Emma still there?" A pause. "Oh, she left hours ago. Around 6, I think." The words hit harder than I expected. A dull ringing filled my ears, my hand tightening around the phone until my knuckles whitened. "Right," I said, swallowing hard. "Thanks." When I hung up, I just sat there. My heart wasn't racing, it was worse than that. It was slow. Heavy. Called Emma again. This time she picked up immediately. "Hey." "Still stuck?" I asked, keeping my voice steady. "Ugh, yeah. Almost at the exit now." I let a second pass. "Strange. I just called your office. Tanya said you left at 6. Silence. Long, suffocating silence. Then her voice, too soft, too careful. You called my office?" "Yeah." I was worried. 2 hours in traffic sounded bad. Another pause. And then I heard it, the panic. Not anger. Not irritation. Just fear. "Oh. I stopped by the pharmacy. And then I grabbed something to eat, just, to wait it out." "Right," I said. "Which pharmacy?" She hesitated. "The one near the office." "Okay," I said quietly. "Send me the receipt when you get home." That's when she started stammering. "Mark, what is this? Are you interrogating me?" I said I was in traffic, can we not? "Just drive safe." I cut in, my voice flat. "We'll talk when you're back." She came home around 10. Her hair was damp from the drizzle, and she looked fragile. Eyes wide, hands trembling slightly as she put her purse down. "You're mad," she said softly. "I'm hurt," I corrected. "There's a difference." "Mark, I told you." "Don't," I said. "Don't lie again. Just don't." Her lips parted but no sound came out. I looked at her, really looked, and the pieces started falling together in all their ugly precision. The perfume that wasn't mine. The new lingerie tags I'd found weeks ago. The late-night reports that made no sense for an accountant. I felt sick. "Who is he?" I asked. She froze. "What? Who is he, Emma?" Tears welled instantly. "Mark, please. Don't please me. Just say it. I deserve at least that much." And she did. Eventually. His name was Alex. A colleague. "It just happened," she said through tears. "It wasn't supposed to mean anything. Wasn't supposed to mean anything." Those words would haunt me for weeks. I didn't yell. Didn't throw anything. I just sat there on the couch, numb, listening to her cry. She said she was sorry, that it was a mistake, that she still loved me. But the thing about love is, it doesn't survive deceit. I asked her how long it had been going on. 3 months, she whispered. "It started after that fight about your promotion." I just felt invisible. Invisible. I wanted to laugh, but all that came out was a breath that sounded more like a broken sigh. So you decided to make me disappear entirely, huh? She sobbed harder. It wasn't like that. I didn't plan it. It just happened. You keep saying that, I murmured. As if that makes it less deliberate. The days after were a blur of silence and small talk that meant nothing. She stayed in the guest room. I stopped eating properly. Every time I looked at her I saw that night, her hand trembling as she lied about traffic, that edge of panic when I called. I wanted to forgive her. God, I really did. We'd been married 9 years. We'd built a life, plans, a future. But every time she reached for my hand, my body flinched before my mind could stop it. Trust doesn't heal like a cut. It festers. One night about 2 weeks later I woke up at 2 a.m. The house was quiet. I sat there in the dark, listening to the sound of her muffled crying down the hall. And for the first time since it happened I cried too. Not for her. Not even for what she'd done. But for what we'd lost. The ease, the laughter, the unspoken certainty that we were each other's safe place. That was gone now. By the end of the month I told her I was moving out. She tried to stop me, begged me to go to therapy to try again. But every time she said try, I heard pretend. As I packed, she stood in the doorway, eyes red, voice trembling. Mark, can you ever forgive me? I zipped the suitcase shut. Maybe someday, I said quietly. But I'll never forget that call. The way you sounded. The fear. Because in that moment, Emma, I realized you weren't scared of losing me. You were scared of being caught. Her breath hitched, and I walked past her without another word. I moved into a small apartment across town. A place with peeling paint and noisy neighbors, but peace. Real peace. Sometimes I still think about that night. About how one phone call destroyed everything I thought was solid. But in a strange way it also freed me. Because love built on lies isn't love. It's performance. And when the curtain finally drops, all you're left with is silence and truth. And sometimes truth is the only thing worth holding on to. A few months later Emma emailed me, no begging, no apologies this time. Just a quiet, almost resigned message. I'm sorry again. For all of it. You were right, I was scared of being caught. Because deep down I knew losing your trust would mean losing you. And that's exactly what happened. I stared at the words for a long time, then closed the email without replying. Some things don't need closure. Some wounds just need time to stop bleeding. But even now, every time I'm stuck in traffic, I think of that night. Her voice shaking, the quiet dread that told me the truth before she ever did. And I realize that sometimes the most painful betrayals don't scream. They whisper softly through the static of a phone line. Right before the world you knew falls apart.